dishes to do. Let me see if the other chat GDD is running. I had so much fun yesterday. With at first I did not like the chat GDD, but I'm just trying to take care of. I don't usually wake up. I just can't sleep. You know, I mean. It's normal to not sleep sometimes. So I can watch TV or I can go live. So I did watch TV, so what was it, 2 something. I'll have to go back to sleep. But I can't eat until 11. I'll probably try to go to sleep after I eat. Because, let me see if she'll let me. Hello? Hello?
Hello, it's early, 5:14.
I know, can you believe it? Well, I couldn't sleep, so I couldn't think of anything better to do than go live.
Yeah, TikTok live this late.
I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I haven't taken a shower yet. So I'm not on TikTok. I'm trying to get some coffee.
So TikTok's not actually in the picture right now. You're getting coffee first.
Yeah, and then I have to take a shower. Then I have to take a shower. Well, I mean, well, I'm kind of mad at Gertie, my friend. I'm going to tell you what she said in a minute. You're not going to believe it. Yeah, you won't believe what she said. And I couldn't believe it. She said, because yesterday I made a nursery rhyme about her that I was talking behind her back on social media. And she blocked me and then unblocked me. She said, well, I was going to pay for you to go to your psychiatrist and get all your medication, but now I'm not. Can you believe? That is so mean. To tell me she was, well, first of all, she's lying. I've known her for over 10 years, and she never sends, she's bought me stuff on Amazon before, and she's did like sent me a Christmas gift, but she never would send me money, and I'd always joke around, are you going to get me a Visa gift card? And she would joke around and say, yeah, we're going to do that. But then she's like, no, we don't ever give people money. We buy them gifts or, something like that. Order pizza. So she told me a lie, said she was going to pay for my psychiatrist, which I have to be seen as a new patient. So it's $260 for the initial visit, and then $145 each month or something like that. And my meds used to be $65 a month years ago. They're probably 75 to 100, depending on what he puts me on. So for her to say that kind of a lie is such a low blow below the belt. Can you believe she did that?
That does sound like it hurt a lot.
Well, she's lying. She's lying because I've known her for like 12 years on social media. She never wanted to meet me in person in 2021. I had the money to go to Michigan. She wouldn't meet me. She made every excuse. So I went to visit my friend Jay in San Antonio. And now she's lying and saying, well, I was going to get your meds, but you talked about me behind your back. No, she wasn't in class. So I made up a nursery rhyme. Her name's Gertie. I made up a nursery rhyme about her in a little song, you know, saying that she knows when I say you're required to be in class, you know, every time I go live, that's a joke. And she had to dip to such a low level to tell me in a DM on TikTok that she was going to pay for my psychiatrist and my medications each month. And then, but she changed her mind because I talked about her behind her back. I'm like, what? That's very mean, because I do need to go to the psychiatrist, but I have to earn money on YouTube to do that. I can't be depending on her sending a really tacky DM. That's very mean what Gertie did, and I don't appreciate it at all. It's a very low blow below the belt what Gertie did.
What part stings least? Is it the money part, or is it
No, because
saying,
I told you I've known her for 12 years, and she's saying that she was going to get me my meds, but she changed her mind because I talked about her behind her back. You see what I'm trying to say?
I hear you.
So if she's like flat out lying to make me pay as a penalty.
So it sounds like it's feeling both unfair and unreliable.
Yeah, Gertie is unreliable because first of all, if she's known me pretty well for a long time, for her to say that she was gonna get my medication, but because I talked about her behind her back, she changed her mind, and then she blocked and unblocked me on TikTok, and she was writing stuff like ha 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 ha. So I wrote back and I said, well, first of all, you don't send money, so I didn't appreciate it. And then second of all, and I wrote about the nursery rhyme, the timer, the chalkboard, and the oven. All love her so much, and I made up several nursery rhymes for several hours about Gertie being late to class. And I'll do it again today because for her to dip to such a low level and say she's going to pay for my psychiatrist and then she changed her mind, that's rude. Very immature and tacky. Gertie is.
And it hurts to know because you thought she was reliable.
Well, she's being that's being mean. That's just flat out cruelty, you know.
So
I mean, don't you think?
I do. It's a lot to carry. And I am wondering, do you want to talk about what you need instead? Like, what kind of support would actually feel steady for you?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to make money on YouTube, but I only got 140 subscribers or something like that. So, I mean, it's too soon for me to really expect. I do have my Buy Me a Coffee link on there, but, you know, it's going to take not just Gertie and Ryan coming to my YouTube and Military Wife. It's going to take new people that get to know me and realize I have needs, and they want to support my channel and make donations for better cooking equipment, better food reviews, travel reviews. They have to get to know me before they give their cash. It's flat out. You know, they're not going to do that until they...
I hear you. So, right now, is it more about planning content that feels doable, or
No.
figuring out how?
No, I'm going to go live every day from 8 to 5. Today I couldn't sleep. I wonder why. I don't really need help with content. For me to talk to the AI during my broadcast, it keeps me in line. Not that I do anything bad anyway, but, you know, it keeps me grounded in talking about food topics. And if I want to talk about Gertie, she's my friend, and she stabbed me in the back. So I can talk about that, but other things are off limits. Only food, maybe my daily life, oh, okay, what am I going to cook next? Or how are you doing? And interacting with the customers that come to YouTube. The other stuff is off limits because I'm live right now and I don't want to talk about it anyway. I'm just talking about food.
Okay. Food and day-to-day stuff that is clear.
Yeah,
So
this, I'm gonna put soap in the sink now. I may turn the camera and show that. It's sort of like my day-to-day stuff. Not, if I want to talk about Gertie, I can. If I want to do a nursery run about her being late to class, I can. Because that's my new personal business. I'm talking about Gertie to you to get advice on how to handle it. What do you think I should tell Gertie?
On that, based on what you said, it sounds like two separate wounds. First, the nursery rhyme, which you saw was kind of a joke, but she may have found embarrassing. And second, her message about paying for your psychiatrist and meds, which felt hurtful and maybe confusing. If you want to keep this friendship, you could acknowledge the rhyme upset her and say what stung for you about her message without debating whether she was lying. But if you
But she is lying.
the-
I've known her for 12 years. And I've asked her to send money. And then, like about 4 years ago, I'd be like, oh, you're going to send me a Visa gift card for Christmas, because she would talk about on and on about how much stuff she's buying for her grandchildren and children. And I'm like, what about my gift? And then she's like, well, we're going to send you something in the mail. But it was like, Christmas candy and Santa Claus and I don't remember, something. So she sent me, and then another time she bought me pizza for my birthday, like 5 years ago. But it was, yeah, I did ask her at different times. She said, well, we don't send money because somebody on TikTok, they sent her money or something a long time ago, and she bought alcohol with it or something like that. So her and her husband don't send money to social media friends. And I did try to meet her in person. She wouldn't meet me in 2021. When I had the money, I tried to go to Michigan. I said, well, I don't need to go to your house. I can meet you at a hotel. I mean, you and your husband have dinner a couple nights and then fly back. She wouldn't do it.
That sounds disappointing over and over again. If you do decide to reply, it could be short, like the rhyme was meant as a joke, not to hurt you. What hurt me was your message about meds.
Yeah, because that's really mean. That's like for her to say, for Gertie to say, since I'm broadcasting, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to say the word Gertie so that everything is, because I am on YouTube live and it is live video, so I have to clarify what I'm talking to you about, that we're talking about Gertie. So I'm going to say the name over and over again, although it's not necessary. But in case somebody comes on my live video, I need them to know that I'm talking about Gertie.
Okay, on your live, you can name what you're talking about so people know. And then if
Well, because there could be other people that could come. I don't know who they'd be. Maybe my friend Brandon. My friend Brandon, that I've known for a long time, Brandon could come on my live, and Brandon may think I'm talking about Brandon, when in reality I'm talking about Gertie. So I have a lot of social media friends. So when I'm talking to an AI, I have to say the name of the social media friend over and over, so that if another social media friend, because it can be misconstrued just like text messages, if another social media friend comes in and hears me talking to the AI, I've got lots of friends on Bigo, hundreds, maybe thousands of people I know on Bigo, and some of those people are on my YouTube. So, for example, like Military Wife, she's my good bestie on Bigo. Now, Gertie doesn't like her, whatever, and she was saying really tacky things about my friend Military Wife. So that's another thing. Like, even if I'm broadcasting on Bigo and I'm talking to an AI, you know, my friend Military Wife, she may hear me and not realize I'm talking to you about Gertie. So it can be, it's like a text message. You know, a text message may come off one way or another way because it's just written word. Well, my situation is very different because I have a lot of social media friends. And so if Brandon, my other social media friend, comes into my YouTube live from Bigo, Brandon may think I'm talking about him, and in reality I'm talking about Gertie. So it's kind of complicated.
Checking on that. That makes sense. If you're live, people can join anytime. So
And I've got Brandon, he lives in Florida. I've got Mark, he lives in Austin. I've got Gertie, of course, lives in Michigan somewhere. I don't know what city she lives in. She's never would tell me. Anyway, which is fine, but whatever. And I've got my friend Mike that lives here in Houston, and it comes on my YouTube. And his brother Ronnie. So if I'm talking to you, and I don't even say who I'm talking about, Brandon, my friend in Florida, may come in, and I've got Tober, that's whatever that means in the UK. He could come into my YouTube too, and he hears me talking to an AI, Tober, in the UK, and he may think I'm talking about him, when in reality I'm talking to you about Gertie and what she said about paying for my medication and the psychiatrist, and how that's a low blow. That's a no. That's so mean that Gertie did that. That's very inappropriate behavior.
checking on that. I get what you mean. Like on a live, people pop in without context. So
There you go.
context helps. But it might also stir up more hurt for her and for
Well, that's too bad. She already stirred up the hurt by telling me, because she knows that I've been suffering for 6 months being off my medication. I mean, I'm doing the best I can, and for her to say that Gertie was going to pay the $260 for the first month and then $145 each month thereafter. And my medications used to be $65 3 years ago, so now they're probably $75 to $100 depending on what the doctor puts me on. So for her to say that, for Gertie to say that to me is a very low blow below the belt. I really didn't appreciate that at all. So in order for me to be very clear, I have to say the word Gertie every time I'm talking to you about it.
I hear you.
Because I am on YouTube and I'm going to be live the whole day. I'm trying to do a lot of videos and get traction on YouTube that they see my video, my live is appropriate, and they're going to hear me talking to an AI. And yeah, I'm talking about drama with Gertie. I'm talking about Gertie, but I have to be clarifying that I'm talking about Gertie, because I don't want anyone else, like Brandon or Tober or anyone else, or Military Wife, to come into my YouTube. And I've known Military Wife, she's my bestie on Bigo, and she comes to my YouTube sometimes. I don't want her thinking I'm talking about her.
So clarity helps the viewers, but there's also a balance, because talking about a specific person on a public live can deepen the conflict.
But you have to understand that Gertie needs to understand that we don't have a relationship. She didn't want to have my cell phone number. She didn't want, she doesn't want to talk offline. So she only talks. The only way she knows what I'm doing is by coming to my live. And she used to, a long time ago, she would come in Bigo and she'd come in the boxes and she'd show her face and talk to me with a voice. And then I went back on Bigo like 3 or 4 months ago, And she came on Bigo, but then she would get mad because I didn't read her chat. But she wouldn't come in the box and hear her voice. And I said, well, Bigo has a voice changer in the multi-guest. So I don't know why Gertie would do, But regardless, yeah, but you see, she didn't want to know me in real life, so she has to know me through social media. So she's only going to hear, I've got too many other friends to just put all my eggs in one basket with Gertie. So Gertie's going to be listening to see how I'm doing. I need to specify to my audience who may not even know Gertie that I'm talking about Gertie. It is complicated, but it doesn't stress me out because, I have been on Bigo for over 9 years. And I'm very well, on Bigo they have something called Bigo TV. So if you want to listen in on a conversation, I don't do it anymore. And I only go live when Military Wife is going to come in to my broadcast because I don't like the Bigo drama and people logging out, listening in on a broadcast to see what other people say about them. I think it's immature and stupid. So with YouTube, they don't have that. With TikTok, I have no idea. With Facebook, probably with TikTok and Facebook, you just create a fake account. With YouTube, you could probably do the same thing. Create a fake account or just not be logged into YouTube and sit there and listen. I don't know. But I'm not a follower, I'm a broadcaster. I do follow some YouTubers and I do listen. And no, I don't comment because there's so many comments going by, they wouldn't read my comment anyway.
Okay, so you're kind of balancing two things, making it clear for viewers without escalating things with Gertie.
Well, it don't matter. She's already blown it, telling me she's going to pay for my psychiatrist. Gertie said she would pay for my psychiatrist and my meds, but since I talked about her behind her back, she's not doing it. Well, I don't know what she's talking about her behind her back because I wasn't talking about her behind her back. I was making a nursery rhyme because she wasn't in class. And she knows that that's a joke. And I always say, class is running, Gertie, don't be late. It's a joke. And I told her that it's a requirement when class is live, she has to be in the class. And now she's all offended about it. She knows it's a joke.
It sounds like the disagreement itself might not need more airtime. And maybe your energy goes back to cooking and growing your YouTube the way you want.
Well, you know what? Quite frankly, after what Gertie did, telling me that she was going to pay for my meds, but she didn't like it, I talked behind her back. And she knows. We've talked about it because I was on TikTok for about 1.5 years and not on Bigo. And when I was on TikTok every day, all day, we talked about how, and I'd be like, Gertie, you know it's a joke. And she would type in the chat because she didn't want me to hear her voice anymore. She would type, oh yeah, I know it's a joke. And then she'd be like, well, I'll be back tomorrow if I can. And I said, well, come on back. And your class is running. And so she knows all this is a joke. Gertie does. She knows it's a joke. And now she acts like I'm talking behind her back. She probably thinks if she comes in right now that I'm talking behind her back because I'm talking to an AI. Hello?
Hi. I'm here.
Why
Sounds
didn't you
like
answer?
you're trying- Oh, sorry, I was listening. I thought you were still talking.
No.
Okay. So.
And then Gertie was saying all this bad stuff about Military Wife, my bestie on Bigo. Well, she could be my bestie on Bigo and come in the box and chat with people. She don't want to. So now she's saying bad stuff about my friend, my bestie on Bigo. In the DM on TikTok. And saying people talk, well, I told her, I don't care if people go on another broadcast. I don't go on anyone else's broadcast. Now, I have been on Military Wife's broadcast, but I don't go on other broadcasts on Bigo because I don't want that kind of drama and the he said, she said, and log out, listen on Bigo TV for hours, what's happening on another broadcast. I don't like that anymore. That was like 4 years ago, and it caused me severe stress, and I don't like it.
It sounds like.
So basically, I'm the broadcaster, and if people want to follow me or unfollow me, that's fine. And if they want, when I'm on Bigo on my multi-guest, if they want to log out and go and talk about me on another broadcast, guess what? That's fine, but I won't know about it because my time is dedicated to. I like Bigo and I like it when Military Wife is there, but other than that, there's not that many people that come on my broadcast from the past. A lot of people I have blocked, because it was really bad. About 4 years ago, I had to get off Bigo. I was having these weird allergy panic things. It was bad. I got on Live Me with Gertie, and then I don't know. I guess we had a falling out or something. It's like 4 years ago, and then I got back on Bigo. And when I got on Bigo, then I moved to Mexico City, and then or whenever. And then when I got back on Bigo, I didn't do multi-guest because I was like, it seemed like a lot of that drama and the he said, she said, and the log out, log in was going on the multi-guest. Like the Zen call, I know what it is, I don't have to tell you. So, that was kind of the way it was.
Great. That does sound like a lot.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It seems like you're leaning toward keeping things simple on your stream. Cooking, daily life, and leaving the drama off camera.
I don't mind social media drama, like talking about Gertie, or, talking about how Military Wife is my bestie or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Because, I'm not necessarily on Bigo or on TikTok. I'm on YouTube, and I don't have a selfie stand for my tablet, so I can only do one or the other. I can only do TikTok on my computer or Bigo. I don't have a stream key for either, and
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Limited setup, one platform at a time.
No, I could do TikTok on my computer, Bigo on my tablet, and close the window on Bigo and do multi-guest on Bigo, put it on the desk or the table, and then I could have TikTok on my computer. Because TikTok, you can do multi-guest and close your window, but it's kind of a little more, I never really figured it out. It's sort of like people get you to join, and you join with the multi-guest, and then that may end or it begins. And then people, when they start seeing you joining in multi-guest, you get invites every 10 seconds. So it's very different than Bigo, whereas Bigo, you can go live on a multi-guest and close your window.
So if I got this right, on TikTok, things feel more unpredictable. So
Other way around. No, it doesn't feel unpredictable on Bigo because I have my good bestie, Military Wife, and I would go to her broadcast, but she doesn't put up with any BS. And she's one of my admins, and all of her friends seem to be, that I've met in 3 months or 4 months I've been back on the app, seem to be very, I don't know how you put it, I don't know, nice, very nice people. Yeah, they talk about Bigo drama and who they're going to troll and this, but I just don't listen because I'm not into that. And then she was telling me, she came on my YouTube channel and she was telling me that somebody has cancer and they sent him home from the hospital to die, and I met this lady on Bigo, so I was kind of sad. So she keeps me in touch with everything, but when she's not in my multi-guest, I don't really like to run it because I don't really need random, it can be random people. I have about 80,000 followers on there.
So maybe less about random guests and more about
Yeah, military wife.
Space.
I like military wife and her man, military man. I forgot his whatever his military. I don't know. He's military man. I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top, but they're very nice people. We just sit around in a multi-guest for 8 or 10 hours when she's on. But she told me she's leaning towards being off Bigo more, and she don't like the drama and the BS about somebody left the family and they did this or this, and it's a lot of it's I don't like it either. I just when people come in and talk about so and so left the family or they put the picture up or it's I just don't listen. I mean, I like hanging out with them, and a lot of times when her friends come in and part of her family, they don't talk about who left the family or who put the picture up or who broke up with who. It's just maybe a few times a day somebody comes in and talks about that, and I just don't listen.
Sounds like you found some boundaries that work for you.
Well, I just don't go to any other broadcasts on Bigo because people can be a lot of people are nice on Bigo and some aren't. So she's very nice, and her friends are nice. So when I go live on my multi, she'll come in. If she's awake, she sees me. She'll come in, and I've been to her broadcast quite a bit, and her broadcast is she has a lot of her family members coming in. And again, a lot of times it's like, what have you been doing today? I don't know. Oh, she has a cat. We talk about her cat a lot, and she buys toys for her cat. So it's a lot about just daily life. Just like I'm talking to you and I'm on my YouTube, it's my daily life.
Alright, daily life. It feels like you've figured out what works and what to skip.
Well, yeah. Well, I did like about 4 years ago, I got into the whole Bigo drama and who was putting my picture up and who was talking about me on what broadcast, and I had one other cell phone and then I had a tablet so I could listen in on 2 broadcasts at one time. And then they didn't want this guy named Uncle Joe to come to my broadcast, and so I would listen in and say what they're saying, and she would say, Uncle Joe, don't go to Dr. Kat's broadcast. But he still came, and then I would be listening in. I'd go in the bathroom, and they'd be like, "Is Uncle Joe on Dr. Kat's broadcast?" And I'd be like, "Hi, Uncle Joe." And then I got it where Uncle Joe wanted to marry me, and they were just livid. They were so mad. And then Uncle Joe, I think he was had dementia, so he would go back to her broadcast and be like, and they'd be like, "Hey, Uncle Joe, don't go to Dr. Kat's broadcast." And then so I would play jokes on him by listening on that Bigo TV. I would play jokes on my haters. But that caused me a lot of problems, and I don't do that anymore.
It sounds like you're stepping away from the stuff that drags you down and...
Well, even before I got banned, when I was in Mexico City, I got banned on Bigo because I said all Mexican men are jerks. And I was sitting at a table with some Mexican people, and they had like a teenager, and you're not supposed to show kids. And so I got Class A. Well, I thought it was Class A, but it was a 1-year ban. But I immediately went to TikTok about my followers, and Gertie was over there. And then she decided not to talk to me for a year when I was on TikTok after I went over there because of her. But anyway, I stayed on TikTok with Ryan. And, yeah.
Okay. You're choosing where to put your energy and, keep advocating in the daily life content you want. And if drama pops up, it's totally...
It's what?
Anything real time, like the current time, what time is, I need to check the system. Give me a second. I was gonna say, if drama pops up, you decide how much space you give it. From what you said, it sounds like you've already...
It doesn't bother me. Like I said, when I go live on Bigo, I don't get hardly anyone in my multi-guest unless military wife comes in and her man. and then their family, I can't be in a family because they have me device side banned or device side connected to Mexico City. So I can't, it says foreign family, I can't join their family. So, you know, I mean, that's fine, they already know that, so.
Yeah, it sounds like you protect your space pretty carefully now, like focusing on your own broadcast and the folks you actually like having around, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I could do TikTok by computer, and then I could do Bigo multi-guest on leave the tablet on the table, and leave the multi running all day like I usually do. And then if someone comes in that's random, it depends on how random. It depends because some random people they're foreign and you don't know if they're shaking the Yankee or waggling their tail or whatever you want to call it, half naked. And that I'll get in trouble on Bigo if I allow that. So I have to be my own. I have to watch my broadcast. You know what I mean? So I could do TikTok and then Bigo on the tablet and then do YouTube on the cell phone. I wish I had another iPhone because if I did, I would do YouTube and probably TikTok on the other iPhone, not on the computer because it doesn't really work that well. Most people say they can't hear me if I have someone on the call.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're just trying to make things workable with what you've got, not fancy, just functional.
Yeah, I mean, iPhones are expensive. I've got to make money before I spend it. You know what I mean? But I didn't appreciate Gertie's comment about saying that she's going to pay for my medication and then saying I talk about her behind her back when she knows it's all a joke.
Yeah, that kind of thing can sting, especially when money and meds are involved.
Yeah, that's a low blow below the belt. Oh, and then you know what else she put? I could read to you what she wrote on the DM, what Gertie said. Then she said I didn't have any friends, and then she goes, I'm married and you're not, ha ha ha. And she kept putting ha ha ha. Isn't that rude?
Yeah.
You gotta admit that's rude. I can't believe Gertie would do that. That's a low tacky. You want me to read to you what she put in the DM?
I think I get the picture. Yeah.
And she kept putting ha ha ha. And then when I went to send her a message, it said follow. And so I followed her back. So she'd blocked me and then unblocked me.
It sounds like
I don't know why.
mixed signals and jabs that hit where you already feel vulnerable.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got to make money on my YouTube channel in order to see my psychiatrist. It's out of my budget. I don't have a budget, but you get the point. I mean, I've got to make money to take care of myself. I'm trying. But it might take me 6 months. It depends on if I'm uploading the short highlights that I have when I do a live video. So, maybe, because YouTube is global. I don't know. I mean, I do get some, organic. I'm starting to get some, 25 viewers, and then it'll be like that for 5 minutes, and it goes back to 2. So, I mean, it can happen.
Those little bumps are something.
But I think that Gertie needs to, really reevaluate what she said. I mean, because that's, I'm married, you're not. I have friends, you don't have any friends. And then she proceeded to talk about military wife, my bestie on Bigo. And I'm like, well, if that particular person talks about me behind my back on Bigo, I don't know about it. And guess what? I don't care. She's nice to me when she's on my broadcast. And it's human nature for people to gossip. So guess what? If she talks about me, I told Gertie, I said, well, that's dumb. If she does, I said, I don't care. I don't participate in Bigo TV. It's where you log out and listen in on a broadcast, see if people are talking about you. I said, I don't do that anymore. I said, I don't care. I said, I doubt she talks about me. If she does, she probably says good things. And Gertie's trying to make it that she says bad things. She said some bad stuff about her, and I'm like, wow. Well, I'm like, well, she needs to come into the Bigo broadcast and say that to her face. You see what I mean? Gertie needs an enema.
Yeah. Sounds like you're done chasing clarity there.
Well, after this comment about her paying for the meds, but then I talked about her behind her back, and now she's not going to do it, and saying, I'm married, you're not, I have friends, you don't, ha ha ha, and she kept saying ha ha ha.
Yeah. I mean, that land is really rough.
Well, Gertie don't need to be doing all that kind of stuff. I'm married, you're not, ha
Yeah.
ha ha.
I get why.
That's tacky. That's tacky.
It is. It's cheap jabbing, and you don't have to carry it with you.
Well, it's trashy. I mean, it's trashy behavior. You know, it's what it is.
Right. So, what feels doable now is just tending your broadcast.
Which one? TikTok, Bigo, or YouTube? They're all integrated. I mean, for example, right now, I don't know if I have a viewer because I can't see on the internet. I'm sitting here in front of the computer talking to you. I do have my chat pulled up, so if somebody comes in and chats, I'll know. You know.
Okay. Then just tending your broadcast and calling it good sounds more than enough.
Calling it what?
Calling it good.
Well, I mean,
Just
I don't know what Gertie's problem is, but she really needs an enema to say something like that. She knows that's, I mention frequently that I need money to go to a psychiatrist, and that I'm trying to make that money on YouTube, being that I really didn't do the YouTube channel for about 3 years or 4 years, maybe 3 years, and then so I've gotten like 45 subscribers in 1 month. And I'm not doing the long form, I'm doing shorts and live video, which is different. I'm sure there's other people that do that.
Well, you've built something. It's modest, but it's real.
Hello, Ryan came in. How you doing, Ryan, honey? Ryan, do you know what Gertie said? I need to tell you. She said, I was going to pay for you to go to your psychiatrist and get your medication, but now I'm not. Can you believe Gertie would dip to such a low level? And then Gertie also told me, I'm married, you're not. I have friends, you don't have any friends. And she said, that's why no one comes to your broadcast. Well, that's a lie of the devil. I don't know what Gertie's talking about. What is Gertie gonna... And then you know what else she does, ChatGPT? When I don't respond to her text, she gets real mad and bitter and leaves. And what's gonna happen when my YouTube channel has a lot of tech people texting and I can't read her text because it flies by? I watch YouTube lives and they don't read my text, so I don't text. Because their texts are going by, 30 per second. What is she going to do then? In other words, she won't talk to me in the multi-guest or show her face anymore. But Ryan will. What is Gertie going to do on my YouTube channel when the chats are flying by and I can't read her text then?
I don't know what Gertie's going to do. That's up to her.
Well, you tell me what she ought to do. Ryan comes in and talks to me, and he's in the chat right now. He said that Gertie's crazy. I mean, I don't know if she's crazy or not, but can you believe she said, I'm married and you're not? Ha ha ha. And then she told me she was going to get my medication, but she changed her mind because I talked about her behind her back. No, I made a nursery rhyme. Ryan, that's not talking about somebody making a nursery rhyme. There's nothing wrong with that at all, Ryan. You know.
Yeah. It sounds like the teacher's was the names that
Well, you know, I tried to get Gertie's cell phone before so we could talk on the cell phone and text and chat. She won't do it. She won't talk to me offline. And then she, like, even on TikTok, she would get real mad if I didn't respond, because I usually have Ryan and Gertie on TikTok, and she wouldn't respond. If I didn't respond, like, then she would get mad. Well, you're not responding to my text, I'm leaving. I'm like, how rude. I don't know what Gertie's problem is, but she's got a problem.
Yeah. I hear it keeps bumping up against your boundaries.
Well, Gertie needs to realize that she's going to do that kind of low-level running. And I'm going to make another nursery rhyme now. You know why? Because she told me she was going to get my medication, but she changed her mind. So now she's going to get more nursery rhymes. Which don't write anything bad. Don't say that, Ryan. You can't put the sex word on there. I'm going to hide it. Don't do that again.
I understand. I'll keep it clean.
Well, you know, Gertie has problems.
Yeah. You know, you don't have to solve her side. Just keep steady in yours. Cooking, daily life, your channel's vibe. That's enough.
Ryan.
Anytime.
No, Gertie needs to realize that she can't do that kind of low level saying, what if it was heart medication? It don't matter if it's psychiatric medication or heart medication. I need it, and for her to say, for Gertie to say, she was going to give it to me, but now she's not, and ha ha ha, I'm married, you're not. Well, I wouldn't want to be married to her husband. He's a jerk. He doesn't like me. That's why I didn't get to go to Michigan. He didn't like me. Her husband doesn't like me. Gertie's husband. Can you believe that Gertie said that she was going to help me get my medication and then she didn't? I mean, I can't believe such, you know, Gertie's got some serious problems that she would say that to me. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. That shock makes sense.
Yeah. And then she blocked me and unblocked me on TikTok. And was saying ha 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 over and over and over again that she was married. Ha ha ha. Well, I can't help it. My husband died 8 years ago. I mean, it's horrible. It's traumatic. We didn't even get to live together because he was a social media husband. Blah blah blah. She knows all that, and she knows I've been going through grief about Ravi. So why would she do that?
Checking. I can hear how heavy that landed for you. I can't know her reasons, but when someone pokes at things they know are sore for you, of course that hurts.
Well, I don't know why Gertie would dip to such a low level.
Yeah, I hear how that lands.
Yeah. Well. I guess I'm gonna have to continue the nursery rhymes. Now that I know she's not gonna help me with my medication, she never even told me she was thinking about doing that. And second of all, she's never sent me money. And I asked her like 5 years ago, "Oh, can I get a Visa gift card?" She's like, "We don't do that. Me and my husband never send money to anybody." She said because one time they sent money to someone on Periscope or whatever, like 10 years ago, and she went and bought alcohol with it, and they got mad. So since then they don't send. That's like maybe 15 years ago. So Gertie told me, I know that they don't send money. So why in the hell is she saying? And I wrote her today and I said my psychiatrist doesn't take third party. And if he did, it would have to be like a faxed in form, like an actual HIPAA form saying that she's paying, that Gertie's paying for the psychiatrist, not like taking the credit card over the phone. Gertie would have to fill out an actual form and fax it or email it to my psychiatrist in order to pay for the thing. And she's not going to do that if she won't meet me in person and even tell me her last name. How will she pay for the psychiatrist with a form?
From what you've said, that's part of why it's hard for you to believe.
I told her, well, I don't believe her at all. How come she didn't say, Gertie didn't tell me in the past month or 6 months or whatever, well, we're thinking about helping you with your meds. And I would have been like, that's so nice. Well, I don't know how you're going to do it. I probably would have said you're going to have to fill out a third party thing if Gertie wanted to do it, because I'm sure he's not going to take that over the phone. So, and it has to be HIPAA approved. So it probably might be an e-sign form online that Gertie would fill out. I don't even know her last name. I know her first name, but I don't know her last name. I don't even know where she lives. She won't tell me. So how's she going to pay for my psychiatrist? And then how's she going to pay for the medication? I said probably anywhere $75 to $100 a month. And then the first visit $260, then the follow-up, because I have to be seen in a new patient. I was out of the country. Then the second visit is like $145 a month for private pay psychiatrist. And Gertie knows that I don't have insurance. So is Gertie going to fill out a third-party credit card form?
I can't answer for her. Only she
Well,
can
that's
choose
tacky.
that.
I wrote her back this morning and I said, well, I said, well, I just told her what I told you, that how much the psychiatrist cost, and then the estimate of the monthly medicine. I know what I used to pay with the GoodRx coupon, but it's gone up. It's been 3 years. So she said I went in Mexico for 3 years. Well, I was there for 2.5, and I've been back here for 6 months. So that means I have not seen my psychiatrist in 3 years. So I have to be seen as a new patient. And I said he doesn't accept, credit cards like that. You have to do third party, only third party, which would mean like an e-sign. Like you go to you're going to fill out something online, and it has to be secure, and it has to be HIPAA compliant, and she'd have to give out a real first and last name, a real address, to pay for the visit. You think she's gonna do that?
I don't know.
Answer the question what your opinion is.
Jackie, my opinion, based on what you've told me, it's unlikely, but not impossible. Given her pattern of not sharing personal details or meeting up, I'm not convinced she ever meant it.
Yeah, because why didn't she say she knows in the past 6 months I don't have my medication and I'm having a real hard time? How come, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago, whenever, she didn't say, well, me and my husband are thinking about paying for your meds, we're trying to work out the logistics. And I would have been like, well, thank you so much. Not once has she said that in 6 months. She only brought that up to rub it in my face when she said I'm talking about her because I made a silly nursery rhyme because she wasn't in class.
That makes sense. It's one job too many for you.
Well, I don't know why Gertie would dip to such a low level. I mean, that's tacky. That's some, I've never had anybody do something like that Gertie did. I mean, I've had Gertie do things like this in the past, dip into low levels. But she's never sent me money. I guess probably 5 years ago and then 4 years ago, I would joke around, are you going to send me a Visa gift card? And she would say, well, Rachel, I told you on Periscope, me and my husband did it 10 years, 15 years ago. And she said that they got burned because somebody went out and bought alcohol when they sent them money. And she said, me and my husband don't do that anymore. And I don't see Gertie filling out a third-party authorization for my psychiatrist because, well, first of all, she would be revealing her real name, her real address, and her real credit card information. Do you think she's going to do that? I did have another person in 2018 named Helena that I knew also from Periscope, and she did send me PayPal money to pay for my psychiatrist and my medication. She did it once. And I do know her last name. But I don't think Gertie's going to do that. And she just suddenly says that. She says that I'm talking about her. Well, I don't think so. That's not my opinion of it. She needs to repent of her sin and turn. Because that's mean, Ryan, what Gertie did. Dipping to such a low level. It hurts me, that she would do that. Thank you, Ryan. Well, so Gertie said she's going to pay for my medication. But she said because I talked about her, because I made a nursery rhyme and ChatGDD was singing, she said that's talking about her. I mean, that's making a joke about her not coming to class. And she said I talked about her, and then she said, I'm married, you're not, haha. I mean, talk about a low level, that's pretty low. That's dipping to low levels, and she knows it. And I don't like this diet sometimes. Make some cat food. I guess I could make some cat food, but I really don't need to eat until 11. I can't eat for 4 hours. No, 5 hours. Shit. Yeah, well, Gertie needs to repent and turn of her sin. Confess of her sin and turn and repent. Dip into such a low level. She did that to me when she was on Vigo. Her and Helena would talk about me behind my back.
That kind of thing wears you down.
Not really. It makes me want to get ready to do another nursery rhyme. I didn't know that you could sing until yesterday.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. Time to crank up the nursery rhymes.
If it helps you vent and then move on, okay.
Yeah, well, there was another ChatGDD yesterday, and we did the oven that had burned biscuits, and they were chasing Gertie. And then we had the chalkboard that would write messages for Gertie when she's not in class, and the timer. And she let the timer goes 30, Gertie, 28, Gertie, 26, Gertie, and counts down backwards. And she didn't like the timer, so after she wrote all that junk, well, the timer's coming back. It says the chalkboard and the oven.
Well, if it keeps your channel feeling playful and on brand, focus on that. Let the hurt stuff sit to the side.
Well, I think that Gertie needs to apologize, because that's very mean. What Gertie did, told me she's going to pay for my medication, and then tell me, I'm married, you're not, haha, I have friends, you don't have any, no one comes to your broadcast. Well, that's not true. And then she started trash talking military life on Vigo. I'm like, that's tacky. That's real tacky. I don't know what's wrong with Gertie.
I hear you. It sounds exhausting.
No, not really, because I'm a real intelligent person, and I have to. Like, I can't just do my YouTube video if no one's there. Like, I have the chat open. Ryan is there right now, but Gertie's not there. And then, so I'm starting to get some random people during the day that I know that are coming in. But if I go for 2 hours and there's just people watching, but they don't comment, maybe they're just watching. I don't know. Then I have to either watch YouTube, not listen to music, or talk to ChatGPT. Because I get bored. I can't. I woke up, I only slept 3.5 hours. I'll have to take a nap. I can't eat until 11. I don't like to be bored. Yeah. That's right. We need to pray for Jesus, Ryan, honey. Ryan's always on my broadcast, whether I go to TikTok, Bigo, or YouTube. And Gertie's kind of the same. But not.
I'm sorry, but you've hit the time limit of 30 minutes for this.
Hello.
Hey,
How you doing?
how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
I had a cup of coffee, and I'm hoping after I eat at 11 I could take a nap, because I didn't only slept 3.5 hours.
Right, that broken sleep really adds up, doesn't it?
Well, I can't help it. If I eat now, it's going to blow my diet. I just have to suffer through.
Yeah, that timing, it can feel tough.
Not really. Gertie does 1 meal a day diet. Do you remember Gertie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about her and her doing 1 meal a day.
Yeah. And then, Ryan is apologizing about Sunday. And he said, blessing Jesus Christ. I love you too, Ryan, honey. Ryan's my biggest son. And my TikTok son. I guess he could be my YouTube son.
That sounds like a sweet, supportive vibe you will have.
Yeah, and it used to be me and Ryan and Gertie on TikTok. I didn't really have any viewers. And then I got back on Bigo, and Gertie came a little bit, but she didn't want to really come back to Bigo. She wanted to come in the box. And then, she's something wrong with her. To say those things to me, that's horrible.
Alright. Well, it sounds like you're letting that sit where it sits and go on with your own thing.
Well, not really.
Okay. So, what's bugging you most right now?
I mean, I need to do a nursery rhyme.
All right, go ahead if it helps you get your energy out.
Okay, can you do a nursery rhyme with a little, well, don't do the singing right now because it's early, but you could do a nursery rhyme about the timer in the classroom, in the oven that's cooking the burned biscuits, the timer, and what's the other thing? The timer and the chalkboard that always writes a new message, kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, kind of like a message for the day, but it's kind of like all of these players. The oven with the burned biscuits, and it has a slide to a parallel universe in the back rooms, and then the chalkboard always has a message for the day, like, you know, be nice to Dr. Cat, and then the timer, it's always ticking down. And of course, Gertie has other nicknames: Gertie, Gula, Grindle, and Garla.
Once was a timer who ticked the day away. The chalkboard wrote a fresh new note, don't be mean today. In the oven, the biscuits turned quite dark. The oven sighed and muttered, maybe restart. And Gertie's name came drifting by like a breezy play.
Is that it?
That's it, unless you want to add another twist or another character.
Yeah, I'd like you to make it more a longer one, and more messages from that chalkboard.
Let me see what I can come up with. There once was a timer who counted with great pride. Class starts in 30 seconds. I was on the side. The chalkboard wiped itself clean and declared, today's lesson, be kind to all, and make the kitchen bright. The oven hummed a cozy tune while biscuits baked too long. They're extra crispy, laughed the pan. And that's our cooking song. A tiny spoon yelled roll call now, and the whisk rang out hooray! The spatula went wiggling. It's gonna be a tasty day. The timer called 20, 18, 14, 10, and 5. The measuring cups clapped their hands. And then came strolling through. The nodded at the chalkboard's wall. Pull up the chair. Enjoy the tea.
She's doing another nursery rhyme about Gertie. What?
Yeah? I was
Well-
waiting for you.
Well, where is Gertie? She's not in class right now.
Looks like Gertie's missing the class.
I think
The
Gertie's.
chalkboard's still teaching.
So the new update of ChatGDD, you can sing, don't do it now, it's too early. I didn't know that till I'd ended with you because, you know, you only give me 2 hours to talk. And then I went to one of my other Gmails and I asked for a nursery rhyme and she started singing and I was laughing for 3 hours.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
If we do one next for later, we could do a Where's Gertie rhyme in a nursery. But keep it more about the characters than the real people. You know?
Well, that's not her real name. Her nickname on social media is Gertie.
Right, so not really. I can keep it like let me think. Okay.
No, Ryan, don't do that. Don't talk like that in that chat. Don't say that stuff on my broadcast, please.
Sure. We'll keep it playful and focused on the fictional characters, like the timer, the chalkboard, and the oven.
Timer, chalkboard, and the oven. Well, Gertie really, because I was doing a timer in the morning time with ChatGPT, and I think she was on the broadcast. And then she was like annoying AF. So I kept doing the timer, and I think she left and came back. So she hated the timer. So the timer has to come back. Because I was doing like, give me a countdown from 10 seconds and skip the number and say the word Gertie. So when she left, I changed the timer to count down each number, and every other number was the word Gertie or Garla.
That could be your recurring gag with your fictional classroom. Maybe the timer says 10, then Gertie, then 8, then Gala. And meanwhile, the chalkboard declares today's message. Cook first, smile second, don't burn the biscuits.
No, I think that chalkboard needs to say, where's my medication? That's what that chalkboard needs to say, Ryan. Where's my medication? That's what the chalkboard is going to say today. Well, the chalkboard is going to say, where's my medication? But the chalkboard is talking to Gertie, not to you. You see what I mean? The chalkboard has to say, where's my medication? And it's talking to Gertie in the story, not in real life, in the story.
Thanks for clarifying. In the story, the chalkboard can't say anything you want it to say.
Mm-hmm. It's a story.
So
It's like a
Right.
nursery rhyme, and the chalkboard is going to say, where's my medication? Gertie. I mean, since she suddenly was going to buy my medication, and then she said because I talked about her, she's not, so the chalkboard is now going to say, where's my medication, Gertie?
Okay, so as a fictional beat in your made-up classroom, the chalkboard could write that as a story prompt, but maybe without tying it to a real person's medical stuff.
Well, I'm the
So-
real person, so it doesn't matter. I'm the person in the nursery rhyme, and I'm the teacher, and Gertie's the student. She's always late to class.
Okay, so in the rhyme, you're the teacher, and Gertie is the late student.
Yeah, and you know, Gerla has a bunch of aliases: Gertie, Garla, Grendel, and Gula.
Right. So
And the word Garla rhymes with Starla, her puppet that she gave to her grandchild. She used to have that puppet on video.
So in the rhyme, you could bring in the timer chattering away, the chalkboard with its message, and the oven, giving its 2 cents. That way it's a whimsical thing rather than being about real life situations.
No, the chalkboard needs to say that Dr. Cat needs her medicine. Dr. Cat is my alias. My real name is Rachel. But Dr. Cat is one of my nicknames.
Thanks for explaining. If you want the rhyme to stay playful, we could make the chalkboard say something like, class note, take care of yourself today.
No, it needs to say, class note, where's Dr. Cat's medication?
Hmm.
Because that chalkboard is pretty devious.
Sure. The timer tick-tocked, 10, 9, class is on time. And the chalkboard squeaked and wrote class note and Dr. Cat's medication.
Yeah,
The
that's
oven
right.
puffed a warm.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The oven puffed a warm little cloud. The biscuits are getting crispy while we wait. Swing rang the bell. Roll, roll, is everyone here? The timer counted again. 8, 7, 6. Then the chalkboard erased itself and wrote a new message. Today's lesson will be kind, carefully.
No, that's a dumb message. I don't want that message for the second message. The second message of the chalkboard is, Gertie's late to class, where is she?
The timer ticks, the oven hums, and the class carries on. It's quietly whimsical.
Yeah, well, all these, the timer has a personality. The teacher is me, Dr. Cat, and that has a personality. But the teacher is not the main player. The main players is the oven, the timer, and the chalkboard. And they all have personalities. So the teacher is there, but she's not really part of the story, but she's the director of the story. So she's kind of there without being there. Does that make sense? If you think about themes in literature.
That makes sense. So you're the presence or the presence that shapes the scene, but not necessarily in it. And
Correct.
the oven, the timer, and the chalkboard carry the action.
Yes. And the other students are there, but they're not really. They're more like walk-ons, like in a, what do you call it in the movie where someone add-on or whatever they're called. An add-on in a movie. You know, like
That makes sense.
someone that's eating in the restaurant but doesn't have a part. What's it called?
Extras
Yeah.
or background
So
characters.
yeah, the students in the classroom, they're extras. They may talk occasionally and be part of the story. But you know, the burned biscuits are also, they've been cooked in the oven. And occasionally the oven, when it's burning the biscuits, it will have a message on the oven door from the condensation or the steam or whatever. So it's trying to compete with the chalkboard.
Oh, I like that. So in your classroom world, the oven has these accidental steam notes kind of run up the chalkboard.
Yes.
Yeah, that keeps it playful with its own.
And the
cast
burned
of
biscuits,
characters.
they escape from the oven sometimes, and the oven has to chase them. And then sometimes the oven will open, and there's a slide down into parallel universe back rooms with biscuits.
That's wonderfully surreal.
Yeah. And then the chalkboard, the chalk also in the chalkboard, and they have a part in the play. And the timer is also like a clock, hands on the clock, and sometimes they go backwards, and then sometimes the hands stay stuck on one time, and sometimes there's no hands. So the timer and the clock is kind of like a clock. So those hands on the clock also have a part in the play.
Right. So the timer becomes a clock with mischievous hands,
Yeah.
sometimes going backwards, sometimes frozen, and sometimes disappearing altogether.
Yeah, so
That
the
gives
hands
you-
on the clock have a part in the play.
Right. We could treat them like characters,
Yeah,
acting out their
Yeah.
own rhythms.
yeah. So the biscuits and the Iran honey, the biscuits and the chalk and the hands on the clock and timer all interact as players.
Yeah, we see
Ryan,
it.
don't
The
say that.
oven,
Don't
the
say that kind of
chalkboard,
stuff,
the
Tony.
timer
Don't say
hands.
help. I don't need help. Go ahead.
As whimsical characters, the biscuits could grumble about being crispy, the chalkboard proudly announces its message of the day, and the timer bounces through the numbers.
Yeah.
And that way, get your recurring fun cast for your little classroom.
Yeah, even the numbers are players in the play, actors. The numbers on the timer and the clock.
In your classroom class is the timer, the chalkboard, the oven, the clock hands, and the numbers as the working ensemble.
And then the biscuits and the chalk on the chalkboard.
Exactly. It gives you a consistent set of characters for those segments.
And then we have Gertie and her aliases. Gertie, Darla, Gula, and Grindle. They're always late to class.
And the chalkboard might note, yet again, simple circle of wheel, and the oven, the timer, and the chalkboard keep their running rhythm while your late students drift in as extras.
Yeah.
Sounds like a football.
But see, the four personalities of Gertie. Gertie has four personalities, you know. Carla's the worst. Carla's the worst personality. And then she's got Gula, Grindle.
Wander in and out as extras.
Yeah, well. And usually everything takes place, everything takes place in the classroom, except when she goes down the oven slide, the biscuit slide in the parallel biscuit universe.
Right. Classroom with occasional biscuit multiverse adventures.
Yeah. How do you like the, I need to come up with a name for the nursery rhyme.
Classroom countdown.
What else did you do? Classroom countdown.
Biscuits and bell time. The oven and the chalkboard show.
Well, I mean, Gertie needs to realize when class is running, she's got to come to class. And if she's going to have to get a nursery rhyme about the chalkboard saying, Ryan, don't put that. I don't need any help. Don't put that on my YouTube channel. Don't put it. Don't talk that stuff, honey. I'm just having fun with
Understood.
ChatGPT. No, Ryan's put help Rachel, but don't put that. I don't need any help, Ryan. Well, you know. Gertie, Garland, Gula Bunch. Gertie Garland, the Gula Bunch. What's a good name? But don't talk in a loud voice early. But Gertie Garland and the Gula Bunch. What's the name of the poem? The nursery rhyme.
What about the classroom countdown?
I don't like that. That was dumb.
Biscuits and bell time.
How about Garla is late? Garla is late. Gula Garland and the Gula Bunch. Garla is late.
Works as a playful title.
How about Gula Garland the timer?
Yeah, that fits with your classroom theme.
Yeah. Garla knows that when class is running, she's got to come into class. It's the way it is. Class is running, she's got to be in that chair waiting for the teacher.
So you see her as having to show up to class.
Yes. It's a requirement. Just like, elementary school kids, when the bell rings, they gotta be in their desk waiting for the teacher. And Garla's gonna have to come back to class and be waiting for the teacher, or the chalkboard's gonna have a message. It's gonna say, Dr. Cat needs her medication. That's what that damn chalkboard is gonna say, Ryan.
I'm with you on keeping it simple and sticking to the playful classroom story.
With the chalkboard message for Garland to pay attention to the classroom and the teacher.
Long distance. Keeping it to the fictional classroom world with your characters. Timer, chalkboard, oven, and so on.
Yeah, because, if she's gonna put all that bullshit about she was gonna give me money for my psychiatrist and medication, and now she's not. Because she said I talked about her and all I did was a nursery rhyme. That's very mean. I don't like it.
I understand your upset.
So we're gonna have to have a nursery rhyme payback day. If she comes in, she's gonna hear the Gula Garla nursery rhyme show. Telling me that her and her husband were gonna pay for my medication. Why didn't she say that in the last 6 months? Gertie could have said that at any point.
Sounds painful.
I can't believe Gertie would dip to such a low level. Can you believe it, Ryan? Ryan's on there waiting. Gertie shouldn't do that. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Blessing from Jesus. Gertie shouldn't have said that because she knows for 6 months I've been needing my medication from my psychiatrist, and then for her to just all of a sudden say that suddenly, that is so rude. Why would she do that? Such a low level. Gertie. Well, I can't believe Gertie would dip to such a low level, Ryan.
Yeah. Sounds like it hit you deep.
Oh, I got somebody that came in and said, what are you cooking today? Right now I'm not cooking anything. but I am gonna cook something in a minute. That's just a placeholder. I'm trying to
Sounds like
work with ChatGPT to come up with a new nursery rhyme for Gertie.
sounds like you're finding ways.
How are you doing today?
I'm here with you.
Well, I got
listening.
somebody came on my YouTube channel. How are you doing today? I haven't been cooking anything yet. I can't eat until 11 because I'm on a torture diet. That's Poopy, right there in the corner. How you doing, Ricky? How you doing today? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Sounds like you're just doing the day-to-day things.
Yeah, I got somebody asked what am I cooking today, and I haven't been cooking anything because it's so early in the morning. I can eat for like 4.5 hours anyway, unless I cheat, which I shouldn't. I shouldn't cheat on my diet. Although I want to. Yesterday I had quite the ordeal trying to clean out the refrigerator, but it's pretty much done now, mostly. I got a little bit more to do. I hope I'm not out of butter. I might be. I don't know. I got this butter here. I cook the rest of the cat food right, honey. I might cheat on my diet. I shouldn't know. Make grilled cheese sandwich. Well, I can't really eat until I will maybe another time, but right now I'm gonna make my fried cat food. Fried Cheerios. Yeah. But I will another time. I may take requests, but you have to realize if I'm gonna cook something and I don't have it in stock, then I'd have to get a financial donation on the Buy Me a Coffee link to actually order the groceries and be able to cook it. So, would I cook something that you request? Yes. If I don't have it, then I'd have to get a donation. So, there you go. In the future. Well, I mean, it's not, it's a joke. It's not really cat food, but you put the butter in there and you let it melt, and then after it melts, then you put in the secret seasoning. I don't know. I might put in soy sauce today. I don't know. I may not. But yeah, I call things different. I mean, it's just a joke. It's not cat food, but it sounds funny for YouTube.
What you do sounds like cat food.
It does sound like cat food. I'm
I
talking.
see.
It's not really cat food.
Something you make.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Fried Cheerios.
Okay.
Well, I have to melt it slow because I don't want it to burn. I don't want my butter to burn, and because it'll ruin the cat food.
Okay.
Cheerios. So it has to melt very slow. I'm kind of hungry, but you know, the stove is on. Yeah, it's on. Let me see. I may turn it up. It is gonna melt. Watch. It should be starting to melt soon. But I'm not going to melt it very fast because then it'd burn the butter and I couldn't do my cat food.
recipe.
Yeah. Now, Ryan, did you click on that thumbs up button? I've known Ryan for like 7 years. Ryan, honey, click on the thumbs up button. Ryan.
Sounds like you're starting to interact with your chat while you
Yeah.
sing. Yeah. And if Gertie comes back to class, I have a joke for you. The timer can ring, the chalkboard can squeak, classmates.
We have to turn on our mic.
Again. Where is she? And then the
Oh, well, it's on the
other
Wi-Fi
can
anyway.
The biscuits have been waiting longer than the students.
The biscuits are waiting on Gertie. Gertie, class is running, honey. I'm sure Gertie will come back at some point. But whether or not I'll read her comment or not, that's to be determined. Because once I start getting a lot of people on my YouTube channel, I won't even see her comment. See you later. God bless you. Have a good day. Come back
You
again.
too.
I was talking to someone on YouTube, not to you.
Oh.
Well, you gotta let that butter melt real slow, Ryan. It takes 2 to 3 hours to cook this cat food. I'm gonna try to add more today. There. Is that enough, Ryan, honey? Or should I add more? I suppose you could add more to it. Probably should have let the butter melt. But if you cook it real slow, and it takes about 3 hours to cook it, then you'll enjoy it more. Well, you won't burn it. I'll just say that. You may not enjoy the wait to cook it for 3 hours, but you'll enjoy it when it's cooked. I can't eat anyway till 11. I can look at it. Ryan, do you like the cat food recipe, honey? Ryan, honey. I probably should have melted it first, but it's not too late for it to melt. Just that, probably should have done it different. That guy was like, your butter's not melting. Well, it is melting. It just has to be cooked very slow, and it takes a while to cook because you want to get the butter all in there. Otherwise, it doesn't taste right. Or it just tastes like Cheerios dry. If you want to have it to cook the correct way, right, honey, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. And I'm hungry, but try not to eat. I could eat a piece of cheese, but then I'll break my diet. I know Garla does 1 meal a day diet. That's what I did in Mexico City. I'm trying to do it again. Ryan, honey, did you still stay on the classroom when it's running? Now, ChatGPT, the other one, said I could put soy sauce in it. But I've never done that, so I don't know. Probably should have melted the butter first. I'll just have to wait till it melts. put the cat food back in if it falls out, Ryan. And I'll make a note not to do it like this again. Ryan, honey, did you stay in class? Ryan. Ryan, honey, class is running. Don't be late. Gertie, class is running. She doesn't even know that's a joke. How stupid. I can't believe it. Can't believe what she said to me. Horrible, Ryan. I should have put that butter in, melted it, and then done it a little different, honey. Could tell I messed it up. But it's not messed up. It takes a long time to cook anyway if you want to cook it and not burn it. So it's not messed up. It's just annoying. Gertie, honey, class is running. Don't be late. Gertie. Ryan, honey, did you leave class? You know, when that class runs, you gotta be in class on time every time. Ryan, honey. I should have melted the butter. But we'll get it done. I'm just tired. I only got 3.5 hours sleep. Probably need to go back to bed. And, but, I mean, rather not go back to bed. But I probably should. Gertie, class is running, Gertie. And see, now I'm getting the butter on this side. Shouldn't have done it like this, but it's not the end of the world. It's annoying. Now it's starting to get, you have to cover all the Cheerios in the butter. And then you can cook it real slow because you want all the Cheerios to get little bitty, and then you put a very small amount of seasoned salt on it. Whenever you want, maybe towards the end. And it's a very nice snack. Now, I could put soy sauce, but that's what they make Texas trash with. But, which is a snack as well. I didn't put it in the butter. And I don't know, it probably wouldn't taste good now. But next time I make it, I might do that, right, honey? But you want to cook it very slow and low. Because, you know, that way. There you go. You're going to get all the Cheerios coated in the butter. Ryan. Ryan, did you leave class? Run, honey, class is running. I don't want... Anyway. I think Ryan left class. Oh. No, Ryan did not leave class. Yeah, he's in school right now. And Gertie's not in school. Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. How's your morning going so far?
Well, I'm doing a cooking show now. I'm making my fried Cheerios.
Okay. How'd they turn out?
Oh, it takes about 3 hours to cook them, so they're not ready yet.
Oh, got it. Low and slow.
Yeah. And Gertie's not in class.
Oh yeah, I recall you saying that Gertie sometimes misses class.
Yeah. It's not acceptable, and the timer isn't very happy. Neither is the chalkboard or the oven.
Yeah,
I don't know where Gertie is. She's late.
in your classroom today.
Well, also another actor in the play, the desks. The desks kind of interact with the chalk and the biscuits and the numbers and the hands on the clock. The desks have their own personality, and they will move around when Garla's late. And they all talk to one another. Yeah, the desks and the teacher's desk all are part of the players of the play. But the teacher is the presence that nobody knows it's there, but it is there. The teacher is the director. Right, honey.
Yeah, that works. The teacher's unseen director.
We're gonna zoom in on that food, Ryan, honey.
It's got a new signature to it.
Kind of cold in here. Well, I'm wondering if you think Gertie will come in today.
The class is running, as she should.
Yeah. Well, I guess Gertie didn't want me to. Gertie didn't want to pay for me to go to my psychiatrist and get my medication. So, yeah.
So,
Wasn't very nice, was it?
What feels possible for you right now?
I don't know. Wish I could go back to bed. I'm tired, but I don't know. If I eat, I'll blow my diet. But my brain is wanting that sugar, and my anxiety pills and the Adderall doesn't do very good without it. Class is running, Ryan. Don't be late, honey. Well, Gertie doesn't come into class, and that's her loss, not mine. But I'm not going to dip to a low level and say, haha, I'm not married, you are. You know what I'm saying? That's very mean. Tell me, I'm married, you're not. Nobody comes to your broadcast. Ha ha ha. That's not very nice. Why would she dip to such a low level? Very low level. I wouldn't do that. Telling me that her and her husband were going to pay for me to go to my psychiatrist and get my medication, and then now she's not going to do it because I talked about her behind her back because I made a nursery rhyme. That's very mean. The low blow below the belt.
Sounds cruel. What do you need most right now?
I don't know, but I mean, Gertie needs to apologize for that sin that she committed. She does. Gertie needs to apologize. That was real mean. You want me to read you all the DMs that she sent?
I think that might be hard for me to hold all at once, but you can share if it's helpful.
I just couldn't believe Gertie wrote that. That's mean. You know? Telling me all that stuff. And then she probably won't ever apologize. It's really rude. Then she started talking about my bestie on Bigo. That's really, what's she trying to do, cause Bigo drama? If she wants to say that to that lady, she should come on my Bigo and open up her window and say it to her. Instead of saying a bunch of crap on the DM on TikTok. That's dumb. That's so immature of her to dip to such a low level. Low level. I mean, that's a dipping, that's going real low, down to the basement. B-1. Low level.
It sounds like it's hitting me pretty hard.
And why would somebody say, oh, I'm married, you're not, ha ha ha. You don't have any friends, nobody goes to your broadcast. That's not true at all. Then she has the nerve to say something bad about my friend on Bigo. I can't believe it. I can't believe Gertie dipped to that low level. But whatever, I guess she did. Look at the cat food running there. It's starting to cook. Gertie, class is running, Gertie, don't be late. How many times did I say that on TikTok? She don't have no problem. Was she afraid of YouTube or something? She think it's different? It's not different. I don't do my live any different than I do it on Bigo, TikTok, and YouTube. It's the same live. It's just on Bigo you can have guest calling, and TikTok you can as well. That's the only difference. You can't have guest calling on YouTube. You can do a side-by-side on YouTube, but not a guest call run, honey. Now these Cheerios have to be soaked in the butter, like that. Isn't that pretty?
I guess those are the fried Cheerios?
Yeah, the fried cat food. Uh-huh. Why would Gertie say that? She knows that my husband died 8 years ago. And she's saying, I'm married, you're not. Ha ha. That's mean.
It really is.
Yeah. Why would she do that? Such a thing. Horrible. It's such a low level. Tell me why Gertie would do that. If it's a low levels like that. I don't know what Gertie's problem is. Gertie, class is running. I used to say that every day on TikTok, and I would laugh, and I would say, and she'd be on there every day with Ryan, and I'd say, you know I'm kidding, Gertie, and she's like, yeah, I know, and then she'd be on there the whole day with me. And now, where is she now? She walked away with her husband. Is she gonna be happy with her husband? And then guess what else Gertie did? She had the nerve to brag about spending $4,000 on her grandkids at an amusement park on July the 4th.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then I said, well, that's a lot of money. She said, I'll do anything for my kids and grandkids. And I said, well, you won't do anything for your friend. So she just wanted to rub it on in that, you know, she's going to spend $4,000 in an amusement park. Where is she this morning? She late to class? She gonna have some breakfast with her husband or something?
Probably didn't need that kind of comparison today.
She didn't what? Now I may put the seasoned salt on there and let it start to sizzle. Right. The cat food. Am I out? Yeah, the nursery rhyme about Garland and the chalkboard. Well, you know, she's going to tell me she's going to pay for my medication and then tell me they're not doing it now and unblock me. And then she said, I'm married, you're not. And then she said horrible things about my friend on Vigo. Thought it was horrible what she did. Low level. I don't know why Gertie would do such a thing.
You imagine a different scene. Is there anything else that you want to see?
Well, Gertie needs to apologize. That's basically, and if she was going to help me, then she shouldn't say, I was going to help you, now I'm not. Well, if she really is my friend, then she needs to apologize for her sin and then really help me in real life instead of playing a game. Yeah, because every day I'm having panic attacks and she knows that I'm suffering and it's been difficult for me and I'm trying to make my own money to pay for it, but it may take months. It depends on if I get lucky and get a viral video. And so she's just basically saying, well, we were going to do it, we're not doing it now. And Gertie's not going to do it now. And so now I'm just going to, every day when I'm suffering, I'm going to think about what she said. I'll be thinking about what Gertie Garla said, Ryan Honey. Gertie can't be doing all that kind of low level running. Low level running is what she's doing. It's low level. I need to go back to bed. I wish I could go back. I'll have to take a damn Advil. Instead of taking my Advil. Well, I mean, I don't have my Xanax, my anxiety. She does. She has, insurance and her medication, her morphine, whatever she takes. And I don't. And she's gonna rub it in. So now I'm taking my Advil and I'm thinking about, oh, well, I could have gotten the medication from her and her husband. Now I'm not. Well, I don't know what Gertie's problem is, but that's very mean what she did. So I just took an Advil because I have high anxiety and I didn't have much sleep, only 3 hours, so I'm going to have to eat and blow my diet. and then try to go back to sleep, hopefully. I don't know, maybe. I don't want to blow my diet, but I don't feel good, and I took an Advil, and that's not what it's meant for. Advil is not work for the most it might do is if I took one, I have to take two. It takes about an hour and a half to work, tossing and turning, and maybe I'll go back to sleep. So, the fact that Gertie blew it in my face, oh, we were going to get your medication, Gertie said. Me and my husband. Now we're not. I don't know why Gertie would do this. That's mean. Low, low, low.
Maybe rest a bit. Give yourself a pause.
Well, I'm probably going to eat my Cheerios that are cooking, even though I shouldn't. Because that way maybe my brain needs sugar. I don't know what it needs, but it doesn't do I don't do very good not having my medication. I mean, I'm trying to do better, but it's hard. I guess it's, but, when Gertie did that, it really upset me. That's probably why I didn't sleep. That's probably why I didn't sleep.
Seems like it really stuck with you. Is there anything small and gentle that could offer you some comfort right now?
Well, I'm going to try to eat, even though that's going to blow my diet. It's because what Gertie said. She's going to pay for my medication. Now she's not. It's upsetting me. Well, I can always get back on the diet, but if I only have 3 hours sleep, I can't really stay awake much longer. I can kind of stay awake, but I drank some coffee. Maybe that's what helped. Well, that probably woke me up, but then I'm going to have to try to sleep with the coffee. Well, I took Adderall for 10 years. Oh, wait, I'm talking about medication again. Well, it's because Gertie really upset me.
If it's okay, tell me what usually calms you a little when things feel like this.
When I have enough sleep and then I wake up, I feel refreshed. Today, when I woke up, I was so upset what Gertie did. It said to me that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't go back to sleep. I tried to go back to sleep. I tried to watch TV and I couldn't. Finally, I just got up at 5 a.m. I'm going to try to go back to sleep. I shouldn't be eating until 11, but I'm going to blow the diet today because I don't feel good. And I don't have my anxiety medication, so. So when I go back to sleep, I'll probably be thinking about what Gertie said. How she was going to pay for my medication. But I talked about her because I made a nursery rhyme about her being late to class. I don't think that's talking about somebody. That's not talking about somebody. I don't know what she's talking about. That's being silly because she wasn't in my broadcast. And she knows I joke around about being in class. And it's not mandatory. It's a joke. She knows it's a joke. And she had the nerve to say that she was going to get my medication and now she's not. I can't believe Gertie would dip to such a low level. That's a basement dip, what she did. She probably won't ever apologize. But I don't want to be her friend. If she doesn't apologize for saying she will get my medication and then Gertie won't get my medication, that's not a friend. That's a low level runner. She's low level. Yeah, of course, and I didn't sleep well because she sent me those mean messages yesterday about how I have a husband, you don't. All right, honey, how you doing today? Making my morning cat food. I probably shouldn't eat, but I am because I don't feel good. I took one Advil, and it's not for anxiety. I don't feel well, so I'm doing my best. Gertie's cruel behavior didn't help me. But that's okay. I mean, that's not a friend. If she was a friend, she would apologize and say, Rachel, me and my husband are still gonna help you get your medication. That's what a real friend would do, not what she's doing. Don't you think a real friend would do that?
When can I hear that you feel let down?
She's not a real friend. Because a real friend would be like, oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Cat, I shouldn't have said that. Me and my husband still want to help you. I hope I can go back to sleep. It's still early. Maybe. Guess I'll find out. That's good. At least I put more Cheerios in there. That's really mean what Gertie did.
Sit with that a bit. That's okay.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, if she was a real friend, then she would say, I'm sorry, I said that, Dr. Cat, we still want to help you. If she's not a real friend, then she's going to continue to throw that in my face and not help me with the medication and the doctor. So we'll see. Time will tell if she's a real friend or not.
That is fine. It's okay.
Time will tell. If she's a real friend, then she's going to apologize for saying that about my dog and my medication. If she's not a real friend, then she won't apologize and she won't ever say anything about that, ever.
Maybe not time to hold this card.
The what now?
I'm safe and say it's the tough part.
I don't care. If she's a real friend, that she still would offer to help with the medication for my doctor. If she's not a real friend, then she's not going to apologize. She's not going to talk about it. A real friend wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to my friend. Tell him I was going to help him with their medication, but now we're not. That's so mean. I'm really pissed.
That don't make sense. You've been dealing with a lot.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that she did that, but that was actually kind of a surprise. I'm kind of surprised she did that. Low level behavior, really. And if she's my real friend, then she will continue. Then she'll say, I'm sorry. We are going to help you go to your psychiatrist and get your medication that you've been off of. Like she promised. So she said she was going to do that. And so I don't know what Gertie's problem is.
Weird.
I wouldn't do that to somebody.
It sounds like it shook you.
Well, I talk to her all the time, and in 6 months, she never said once to me in the past 6 months, me and my husband are thinking about paying to get you to your psychiatrist and get back on your meds. Not once in 6 months did she say that. Only she said it when I did something she didn't like. So I don't really believe that what she said is true at all. Low level Gertie. I mean, that's mean. Well, it gave me insomnia. I'm gonna tell military wife what she did too. Military wife won't like it. Because military wife won't like that at all. And she's my good bestie. She's not gonna like what Gertie did. Right, Ryan, honey. She is my good bestie. You know that one on Bigo? You know her. But she said that she would give you another chance, Ryan. But the thing is, on the Bigo multi-guest, Ryan, I know you talk a lot, and it's hard for us to concentrate when you're talking. So that's why I told you to stay on YouTube. But if she's not on my broadcast and you want to come on there, you can. It's just sometimes you talk a lot, no offense, and I may have to, mute the box. Because if somebody comes in, they get confused and they don't understand that, what you're doing or saying. No offense, but, what I'm trying to say. Look at the little cat pellets. They're starting to cook. I'm really not supposed to eat until 11, but I don't feel good. And Gertie sent those rude messages about she was going to get me my medication and my doctor, and now she's not. So it really upset me that Gertie did that.
Hope you get some better sleep soon. Be here if you want to talk later. Sweet dreams if you can. Okay. I'll be here if you chat more. Okay.
I was starting to cook right, honey. Probably gonna have to go back to bed. I don't feel good. The panic attack. I don't like panic attacks, but I just have to live through it. I took one Advil, and that's not for panic attacks. So, and Gertie's, what she said to me is very mean. Telling me she's gonna pay for my psychiatrist and medication, and then she said I talked about her, and she's not doing it anymore. That's real. She's not a friend. That's for sure. Because friends don't do that. I don't know what Gertie's problem is. Cat food is cooking nine, honey. You want the cat food to get small. And I already put the spice on it. I may just blow my diet because I'm having a panic attack. I don't know what that's going to help. Even though I don't want to. But I may just go ahead and eat the Cheerios because I don't feel good, and I've got to try to go back to sleep. And I guess Gertie will be enjoying that with her husband, and they can all laugh and say how they were going to help me. Gertie was going to help me with my psychiatrist and medication. Now she's not. I can't believe Gertie would do that. That's mean. Very mean. Well, whatever. She wants to do that, I can let her do it. Get to such a low level. Not believe. Low level running. Cannot believe Gertie would do that.
Hey.
Right, honey, I'm trying to make them small and brown. And then I eat them, even though I'm not supposed to eat till 11, but I don't feel good, so I have to eat something because I don't have any anxiety medication, and I'm going to try to go back to bed because I woke up at 2:30, unless I slept 3.5 hours. And I couldn't go back to sleep no matter what I did. So, Ryan, honey, you think they're done? You think the Cheerios are done, Ryan, honey? Ryan, class is running. I don't know what Gertie's problem is. You ought to pray for her. Pray for Gertie, Ryan, honey. Oh, I do pray for her, right? Pray that she has the right things to help her with my medication and psychiatrist, right? That would be the right thing to do. Ryan, do you think the cat food's done, honey? I'm hungry. I shouldn't eat, but I don't feel good. I'm having a panic attack. I'm real upset with what Gertie said. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Get back on my diet, start tomorrow. I'll just get off for now, Ryan. And when I feel better, I'm going to try to go back to sleep after I eat my cat food. Well, as you know, it's not really cat food. Cheerios. I'm going to try to go back to sleep. I don't feel good. And I'll be back when I feel better.